So if you ride a motorcycle or you recently bought a bike, then you've probably looked into what mods you can get for your bike. Now there's some good options out there that lots of people do, like an aftermarket windscreen, a tail tidy, and things like exhaust. But along with a lot of those good options, there's also some not so good options. So yeah, basically I felt like I hadn't been hating enough lately. So I'm gonna be talking about what I think the top 5 worst mods are you can do to a bike. And a little update about my bike, if you've been watching my videos. I've had this hole in my exhaust from an O2 sensor for like a month now, and I finally got it plugged, and this thing sounds so much better now. It's not all raspy like it was before. So much better. Whew. Definitely not any quieter though. And I also have some parts coming for this bike. Moto Million is sending me out some stuff for me to install and review. I'm not going to say what they're sending out yet, but it's some pretty cool stuff, so definitely stay tuned for that. Now the first mod that a lot of people do on their bikes that I think looks absolutely terrible. Is gonna be when people put winglets on their like stock narrow body bike. Now there's very few of these that I found that actually look decent. I think I've seen some like smaller style ones on like an R7, and that wasn't the worst thing in the world. I'm still not a huge fan. But 99% of the time when people try to do this, it just looks absolutely terrible. Like this bike, for example, it came stock with winglets. And in my opinion, they look pretty good. I'm actually kind of curious what it would look like without them. So I'm gonna ask ChatGPT to do that real quick. Probably looks pretty freaking weird. So yeah, in my opinion, if you buy a bike without winglets, you should keep it that way. With really the only exception being if you bought a bike, like an early generation of a bike that later on did come with winglets. Like you bought a 2020 S1K and you throw like 2023 winglets on it, that can look pretty good. But that's only because it's meant to look like that. But that's just my opinion. If you put winglets on a bike that didn't come with winglets, looks like Okay, so this next one might be kind of a hot take, and I know there's some people that do this for whatever reason, but if you stretch a bike and it's not like a fully built race bike, it looks stupid. It's also not even functional because you do not need to stretch your 2005 ZX6R. I promise that thing is not going to power wheelie if you're racing. Like literally all you're doing is 1, making the bike look like 2, you're completely ruining your ability to take corners and lean, and 3, you're just letting everyone know that you're Now, like I said, obviously I'm not talking about a fully built roll race bike. If you build your whole bike and you build your motor, then yes, obviously you should stretch your bike. But in my opinion, if you stretch a bike with the intention of it being like a show bike, like if you stretch a stock Busa and put like a fat tire on it, that looks stupid. There's also people that go out there and stretch like Groms, which I don't even know why you do that. A Grom is the perfect wheelie bike, and you're just gonna go and make it incapable of doing a one thing it's really good at. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, stretch bikes, unless it's a race bike, looks like crap. So the next mod that I absolutely hate, and I think more people agree with this one, it's gonna be if you put fake carbon on your bike. Like, the main purpose of carbon is for weight reduction, for racing and whatnot. Obviously, a lot of people don't buy it for that purpose, they just buy it for looks. But if you're buying carbon, it's so that you can flex the fact that you, like, can afford carbon for your bike and you bought it. So it kind of defeats the purpose when you buy fake carbon that obviously looks fake, everybody knows. And it's also not going to be any lighter than the factory fairings or whatever, because it's just, like, painted plastic. I don't know, something I've noticed, you don't see, like, really nice high-end bikes with fake carbon on it. It's usually, like, they clapped out 300s, 400s that they just couldn't afford the real stuff. And I do have some carbon on the way for this bike. I couldn't even buy fake carbon for this if I wanted to because it's so new. They don't even make it. They barely even make real carbon for it. But yeah, the third stupid mod you can do to your bike is fake carbon. It serves absolutely no purpose except telling people that you couldn't afford real carbon. Okay, this next one, I don't see people talk about this nearly as much as the last couple. Kind of follows the same logic as the last one with the fake carbon. But please do not put fake Rizomas on your bike. Like those $10, $20 eBay knockoffs, just like the little blade mirrors. First of all, you can't see shit out of them. Like, those things are purely for looks. They're not really usable as actual mirrors. And they also don't look good at all. Like actual Rizomas, they sometimes look good, they sometimes don't in my opinion. But the eBay knockoffs, they're always like double the size. They just start like flopping around after you have them on your bike for a month. Like if I see a bike that has fake Rizomas on it, I just instantly think that thing is clapped out. Like you can have a 2026 S1K M package, whatever, I don't care. If it has fake Rizomas on it, it's clapped out. Same with fake carbon, actually. Actually, same with pretty much anything on this list, to be honest. What is that, 4 things? I think that's 4 things. All right, the last mod I'm going to talk about that you absolutely should never do to your bike is underglow. Now, I don't think I've really ever seen, like, nice bikes with underglow. It's normally just, like, the 300s, 400s, stuff like that. And, you know, now that I think about it, I kind of flip bikes here and there, so I bought a bunch of, like, Ninja 300s, Ninja 400s, R3s, stuff like that. And I'd say a good 50-50 half the time I buy one of those bikes, it has like the cheap $20 eBay underglow kit on it. And I'd say an exception to this is like the Tron style lights that some people put on their bikes, but that actually like takes effort to install. They don't just adhesive some underglow on it and call it a day. Yeah, I don't know how long this video will be. And again, obviously this is just my opinions. I mean, they're the correct opinions. You can get offended if you want, if you have this stuff on your bike, but if you have any of these things on your bike is clapped out. I'm sorry to tell you. There's probably a lot more things I could come up with. I don't know, maybe if this does well, I'll do 5 more or whatever. Yeah, that's really all I got. Yeah, thanks for watching, and definitely stay tuned for when I get those parts in for Moto Million. I'm actually really grateful they're sending those to me. I'm gonna take some time to make a pretty good video about it, like reviewing it, installing it, whatnot. And you know what, if you've watched this long in the video, I'll just go ahead and tell you what they're sending me. So I'm pretty sure this is like a newly released thing, but I'm sure you've seen Ducatis and like Italian bikes, how they have like the see-through clutch covers with like the LED circle that spins. I mean, it's pretty cool looking. I don't know if I've ever seen one on a Japanese bike, but yeah, they're offering to send me one of those for this bike. And it's really high quality, so I'm gonna throw it on there, and I think it'll look really cool. And they're also sending me a keyless gas cap for this bike. So again, I'm really grateful for that. Stay tuned to see how that looks once those get here. And yeah, peace.